Ni hao, and welcome to Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry here on the mighty Loading Ready Live Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and tonight we're diving back into the world of the Sega Dreamcast. I guarantee you that this is a Dreamcast that does in fact work. As you can see, or as we can see on the wide shot, it boots. So this is a fresh Dreamcast motherboard that I was able to find in a local pawn shop, and they were willing to give it to me for almost nothing because it didn't come with an optical drive. So we're going to start slightly fresh, and we're going to do this properly. We're going to do this well because it's been a long time here on Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry since the beginning, since we first started this particular project, and we've learned some things. We've learned what not to do. We've learned what to do, and I've got the materials necessary to make this work properly this time. So why don't we just get into it, shall we? I'm going to toss in the notes there, in the show notes here in the chat. If you'd like to follow along, this is the guide I'll be going along with, the Monkey Dreamcast piggyback ROM system. And we'll see how far we get tonight. But we got the Dreamcast, number one. We have, in our bag of tricks, we've also got the hard drives and necessary things there. We've got the HDMI, and we've got a bunch of stuff in there that we don't need. What we also have is our, as I mentioned on a few other shows, I did a bunch of organization in my home over the course of the holiday. And I have a bucket for soldering. So let's get out the soldering materials here.
Well, what about frying? Is this a solder only day?
This is a too small for frying package. Let's get out all the things we need. We're going to need our tip cleaner. We're going to need our flux. We're going to need some solder. We're going to need some wire holders probably. We're going to need this switch, which I harvested from the last version. We're going to need this Kapton, is that Kapton wire? Kapton wire, let's say. We're not going to need this silicone wire, so thankfully we can put that away for the moment. That's all we need from there. And most importantly, what we're going to need is one of these two lovely brand new in-bag BIOS chips. And I bought two because, boy, oh howdy, did we mess the last one up. Did I throw it in the... I did throw it in the bag of other things we need. We also have our IDE adapter for the Dreamcast because I am a madman and I decided that's how I wanted to go. And this is the remains of the last BIOS chip that we attempted to put in there. You can see where I filed away majority of the casing to get at the sweet pin underneath, but not enough to get into it. So this is just me, ripping it basically off, and I'll attempt to fix the other motherboard, perhaps as a future show. But today, let's put our needfuls in and around the area. I've also purchased a new tip for my soldering iron, so I'm excited to break that out. Yeah, new tips are exciting, aren't they? All right, and let's just plug that in. There we go. That's not going to be close enough for me to deal with. Let's put that up there. Good, perfect. That's nothing bad will happen with that. All right, so let's open up the Dreamcast. I've left it mostly undone, but we'll do a cursory disassembly here. The Dreamcast case, so we'll take care of that. We've got the GD-ROM. Well, thank you thing. What's this for?
Taping down the power bar.
Taping down the power bar. Perfect. Give it a nice piece there. Let's do one piece over the cord, because why not? and then a piece on the actual power bar itself. And by that I mean another cord. Good, good, perfect, fine.
We went from good to perfect to fine.
Yep, yep, good enough. We're mixing our, we're going to mix our
Adjectives.
adjectives and catchphrases for shows here. Huh. Didn't know that that kind of came out like that. Let's not yank on that. Let's put that back in there and then just yank the whole assembly out like it's meant to come out. Ugh.
We'll just pretend like it's meant to come out.
Oh, right, the power supply comes out first. So take that out. Unfortunately, I also kind of messed up my ribbon cable adapter for the serial adapter. So we'll have to repair that as well, but I think we'll just be soldering wires directly on. We'll see how, if we get to that stage at all today. Goodbye power supply. Goodbye GDROM. Goodbye front piece. Controller connector, I guess is what you call it. Goodbye shielding.
Mm.
This is a nice weighty piece too, I like it. And here we get down to the meat of the business, das motherboard.
Maybe that's why it broke, is that it had meat in it.
I don't know what to say about that, honestly. Just gonna pop, not gonna pop anything out. Okay. Oh, cool, my office session is expired. Well, that's Jim Dandy. So, a couple things we need to do first here, and that is we need to extract our new BIOS chip. So let's grab one of these out of the bag here. They're taped down for safety's sake, I guess. I've had these for a while. I just haven't, since before Desert Bus. I just didn't want to. Wanted to take my time and get to this particular project when I was ready, and I am now ready. So let's peel those back. And nice. Okay, and let's just put that down there. Now, one thing I learned from the last time I did this project was that these, the pins on these friends are extremely fragile, and I don't want to bend them any more than is necessary this time. Okay, there we go. Let's show you off the etchings on it. Whoa, there we go. Perfect. So what needs to happen is we need to flatten the pins and then, or straighten the pins and then flatten them so that when attached to the top of here, they reach down and touch the pins of the original BIOS. Not all the pins, but most of them. Because there's a few that we need to not flatten and straighten. Now let me think about this for a second here, about how I want to do this, because last time, so what the system suggests, or the site suggests, is that you flatten them out like wings, and then bend them down. And I think that's what we did last time, and I really worried that we weakened some pins more than they should have been. But I think we're going to do it that way anyway. So I need to find something nice and flat to push them against. And I think the edge of one of these tweezers is, well, that's... Those don't seem as flat as I want them to be.
The shield is flat.
Yeah, you're right. The shielding is extremely flat. I also have, I pulled from home, Corey's needle nose pliers. Thanks, Corey. Because they have no serrations on the inside, which means they're really good. Okay. Well, why don't we just start by flattening the... So, how close can you get in on the edge there?
About this
I'm
close.
going to attempt to help. There you go. Okay, so you can see how these are curved. What I'm going to try doing is just, I'm just going to try straightening them. Let's see if we can do that.
You're going to straighten out that S.
Yep, straighten the S portion. Okay. That did basically nothing.
That means it didn't break from doing that.
Yep, that's always good. Okay. Ooh, boy, that was more violent than I wanted it to be. So I'm doing my best not to bend the pins at all while I flatten them. It seems, well, or at least as little as possible. It seems to be mostly working.
I haven't heard any snaps.
Well, I mean, they're very small, so hopefully you would, if you heard something snap, then I've done something horribly wrong.
Snap, snap, snap.
Okay, that seems pretty straight. This one also seems pretty straight. Let's just give it a bit more gripping and sipping.
Any dipping?
I mean, not unless we're going to double up on the dipping. All right. Chat, what do you think? Do you think that's going to be flat enough? Oh yeah, that's going to be flat enough. Okay. So, because of the other, now there's something else we need to do here. We need to lift certain pins on this. So instead of bending them all down and then bending some more back up, like I did last time, I'm only going to bend down the pins that I need to bend down this time. And for that, we're going to use the back of one of these tweezers, because I think that's going to be, actually, better yet, we could just use the edge of these this soldering wedge, because it seems nice and straight too.
That's a soldering wedge?
Yeah, it's a soldering wedge. It's from a soldering kit, so we're going to call it a soldering wedge. Oh yeah, I also apparently got these in mail time, and I'm really excited to use them because they're magnifying eyeglasses. Two hands can be used. Eyeglasses bracket / headband interchangeable magnifier with 2 LED upgraded version.
I thought those were like VR goggles.
Yeah, no, I was curious as to what they were too, but yeah, they're just these glasses which go on over top of your regular glasses, like so. And then they come with this package of interchangeable lenses.
They're like jeweler's glasses.
Yeah, so depending on how much magnification you want, you can snap in your glasses, and then bring up your dead. There we go. Oh, that's very, very good.
It's very fashionable.
I'm very happy with this. Do they have batteries in them, or do I need to get batteries from the other room? Triple A's, and I'll need 3 of them.
Yeah, 4 for just that small thing.
I mean, they're LEDs, so they'll probably work. They'll probably last forever. So it wasn't passed along to me whom sent those in, but whoever it was, thank you so much. Thank you thing. Ooh, Amazon Basics. Are these the recharge? Yeah, they are rechargeable. Cool. I should get me some of those for home use. All right, let's load it up here, because have a feeling this is going to be... Whoops.
Having some trouble.
Try not to roll over the battery compartment cover when you're in your chair, friends. That's Ian's top tip for the day. Ian's tinker tip. How about that? Okay. Aha! Tiny LEDs. 2 of them. So yeah, these batteries will literally last forever. I'll probably die before I need to replace them. And I think this whole system can go back and forth a bit. But you know what? We'll play with that when the time comes. For now, courage. All right. We've got our thing here. And the guide says we need to leave the top left pin, the bottom left pin, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 12th, 1, 12, and 44 should be left out. So let's do this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Seems right. Let's count it again because we've made this mistake before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gonna have to count it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And that is, want to make sure again. Perfect. Okay. So let's start laying down some pins, shall we?
It's a surprisingly, practical way to do it. You just push them.
I really don't like the feel of this, though. It feels real bad, friends. Like, I can just feel the metal fatigue setting in as I push these pins down. It's like, I'm never gonna go back in the other direction. Ever.
I'm set in my ways.
Yep. Because the last thing I want to do is try grinding another chip down to access the sweet, sweet interconnects underneath the cap.
You didn't find that fun the last time you did it?
Matt, no, I did not.
Oh, well.
I was going to try and find an analogy, and no, I don't need to. It was not fun.
Okay, I'll have to go replace a gift I'm getting you then.
A chip for decapping?
It just seemed like you enjoyed it so much last time.
Yeah, nah. Okay, so that's one side down. I think all the pins look relatively straight. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get next to the motherboard and make sure that that's the case. Actually, what I'm going to do is going to kind of straighten these out here on the wood. I need to buy myself some new glasses. Is what I need to do.
Looking for a different style?
No, just I used to have a pair of glasses that were like these, but they had hooks along the back. And these glasses, as you can see, don't have much in the way of a hook on the arm, and so they readily fall off.
Well, that just means you have to do a mod job on it, right?
I mean, the mod job I do is I bend the lenses out this way and then just kind of wedge the nose pads onto my nose. So it's squeezing in an unpleasant manner.
Yeah, it sounds really comfortable.
All right. Just checking now against the motherboard. And let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you to go to the ultra zoom. Because this actually is good for me to see too. Okay, so it's mostly lined up. There's just a few that need to be, just actually one that needs to be adjusted. So that's great. And actually, I think I can tell which one that is just by looking at it. Yep. You, friend, need a slight nudge in the opposite direction. Okay, one side down, one to go, and this other side is much easier to do, thankfully. It's just bend all the pins, except for the end one. So why don't we do that on something metallic, like this bit here. Just make it real easy on ourselves. All at once. Oh, and that's a much...
More even?
Yeah, that's much more even.
It's like rolling sushi.
Just like rolling sushi. You need to use the proper tool, but most importantly, you need to spend 5 years doing nothing but making rice before you're allowed to touch the Dreamcast's chips. Okay. Step 1, complete. Step 2 is getting ready to find a hook that is small enough to get behind one of the pins on the original, I want to say, the original BIOS, because I'm going to have to lift one of those pins in a very unpleasant manner. I'm also going to mute my laptop so you don't have to listen to when people...
When it screams.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Wow, that's great. Thank you, Corey. And we are going to be lifting. Let's start here. Let's go back up to the top here, because it'll tell me which one I need to lift. Okay, piggyback BIOS install. Start by lifting leg 12 of the original BIOS chip.
So we left that one up, right?
Yes, that's the one that gets left up on both of them, I think, because I think those eventually end up getting, yep, 12 is also. And we do that because I believe that we're going to install a switch to those two, eventually. So let's just put that down here.
You're going to install a Nintendo Switch on this Dreamcast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So it's right between those two. Just going to mark the chip at position 12 so that I know which one it is. We'll use a pencil for that. Blow away the excess graphite so we don't hoop anything up. Okay, time to heat up our solder, friends. Let's, thank you! We appreciate your business and look forward to hearing from you. Review me! No. Right, this time, we're going to use this. Let's attach... Oh, hey, that's what those are for. I think.
Are you gonna break that?
Yeah, that is definitely what they are for.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not breaking it, but we are performing a violence on it? Jeez, this is tight. I don't like it. I don't much like it. But the arms apparently come out and can be replaced with this thing unless they click in somewhere else on here. I don't believe they do. Oh, you push them in. Clever. Clever design. Company that made this thing. There we go, that's one.
No, it won't fall off your head.
Exactly. Now I don't have to worry about one thing falling off my head. Ow. Okay, this needs to be a little bit looser. I can tighten that up once it's on my head. Okay. There we go. Perfect.
Are they playing nice with your glasses?
Yes. Yes, they are. There we go. All right. And actually, they do a nice job of keeping the glasses attached to my face, too. So let's bring these down. Oh, this is good. This is very good. And what happens if I turn this on? Does that ruin everything for everyone? No, it doesn't do anything for anyone at home. Perfect. But it does help me immensely. Okay, just examining the, trying to figure out how much solder is on there. Not a lot at all. So we're just going to need to heat that up and then get into it. So let's get the soldering iron out. Using the stock firmware on the TS80 today because third-party firmwares always tend to F with it. Good, we are heating. Okay. There. Bring this lens down. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Does anyone have like a safety pin or something? I should be able to make do with this, actually. Because the last thing I want to do is end up... Oh, you got something there?
No.
No? Okay, never mind. The last thing I want to do is mess up another pin when I don't need to. This should work. Ugh. That's always worrisome. Do I have enough power on? Ah. Oh man, I need to go. There we go. Let's boost that up to 320. 320 seems good. Oh, have we got something here? No. Okay. Oh, there we go. We have release. And that's all we need. Whew.
All you need is sweet release.
Are we fully released? We are fully released. Okay, good. So I'll get these off for now. These are an interesting piece of technology. I don't know if I can have them on and off all the time like that. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
They just grabbed onto your glasses.
Grabbed onto everything and went nuts with it. I'm also going to see about pushing that closer to there. See if that makes it easier to see with these things. Yeah, I don't have to get nearly as...
You could probably adjust them while they're on your head.
Yeah, that probably might work better too. You know, let's work with that later. Zanzibar, we are unsoldering the pin so that we can lift it, because that's what we have to do. So let's just lift that pin just a bit more. Let's see if I can do it here. Under it. There we go. And now I will never touch this pin again, except to apply heat to it. So, for those playing along at home, here is our board, and you can see the lifted pin right there. Let me just get my indicator.
Give 'em the old razzle dazzle.
Right there. All right. Yeah, soldering wick was not really necessary for this one, Zans, because it's a surface mount, so there's very little solder there to begin with. So it's just a matter of getting it hot enough to be able to bend the pin up. So we're good. Now comes the first of the. So start by lifting leg 12 of the original BIOS chip. Did that. Then start on your flash chip. You need to straighten the legs. Perfect. Done. Bent, and then legs lifted next. The legs that we want lifted are lifted. Okay, and now we want to apply a small amount of solder onto each leg. I remember doing this last time.
Like every leg?
Yep. And then we're going to afterwards drag the solder up the edge of those things. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by coating everything in flux, because that will keep us from ruining everything. Just paint it on. Nice even paint job there. Up the edge too, because that's where we want it.
You're just doing those pins and nails right now. Putting on a clear coat.
Yeah, you know, my favorite my favorite shade of nail polish is resin, or rosin, or however you want to pronounce it, or however it actually is pronounced. Okay, I'll bring the power back up. Soldering iron, bring it up to... No, I want you to be hotter. There we go, 320. Right, let's remove the rubber band from our solder. And just the barest amount, apparently. Let's see how good we can do at that. I'm going to switch this around here because otherwise it's hard to do. Unfortunately, this is one of those things that's not exactly the most photogenic. Just putting a drop of solder on my soldering iron and just touching each of these pins.
It's like decorating a cake.
A little, yeah. Kind of, not really.
Just a really nasty cake that you don't intend to eat.
It smells delicious, but you should never smell it. Or eat it.
So it's covered in a thick layer of fondant?
Carcinogenic fondant, yeah.
Yeah. Fondant, more like fundant, because it smells so nice. Don't smell it, it's a bad idea.
But fund it. So we got some bridging going on here, but that's okay. We'll fix that up in a second. It's fun to hear meetings going on elsewhere in the building while you're in the middle of something.
Now that I can see it, I agree that this doesn't look like cake.
Certainly doesn't look like cake. Apparently, lead is sweet, though. Didn't they used to use that to sweeten wine?
Did they?
Did they?
I thought the Romans did.
Oh, it was a bad idea.
Yes!
Chat says yes, so it must be true.
Yeah. Like, up until recently, chemistry in general has been very fraught with highly dangerous things for public consumption.
Ian Corvus in the chat wants to know about your soldering iron.
Corvus, this is the first generation TS80 from Minitech. It is a USB-C power delivery, sorry, not power delivery, specifically Qualcomm Quick Charge powered soldering iron. You can purchase it from Banggood, Alibaba, or other distributors of Chinese-based goods. You can probably also find it on Amazon. Apparently, they're putting out another version of it later this year that will include power delivery technology, which will make for a more easy to power portable soldering iron. I have not, unfortunately. This one's a bit finicky, and I think it might just be a bad board, but I like it, and so I keep using it. Where's my desoldering braid? There's a few very thick clumps there that I kind of just want to get rid of right now. They're just huge clumps. Get some fresh braid there. I'm just going to lay that down on, say, this big old glob right here. Oh, right. We need to make sure that the iron is on and hot. Depending on how many times we need to do this, we might just try reflashing this board while we're here today.
Wouldn't it be so much simpler if you just had a regular manual
Absolutely
soldering?
not. Corvus, it is not exactly the same one that Adam Savage used, but it is from the same brand, or from the same company. The one he was using, I believe, was the 210 or the TS100, which is also a very good soldering iron. Yeah, this is the one I keep telling people I upgraded the firmware on. Get hot. Get hot and receive the solder. There we go. Okay, well, we'll see what we can do once we get the chip on top. So the next step is
Put chip on top.
put chip on top and then drag the solder up. And apparently one of the things you can do, and I'm probably going to end up using this technique, is to use a bit of this very thin Kapton wire stripped to help wick the solder up. So we'll just grab a piece, trim it off, get the insulation off, get the insulation off, he said.
Well, you got it off, but you got everything else off with it.
Yep. Let's see here. Do I have a razor in the bag? Or did I take that out because I was going on a plane? I took that out because I was going on a plane. But I do have my Gerber with me. Something with a sharp blade. Just to roll it around. And then pull. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Almost like I'm a professional. Which is to say, it's almost like I do this for money. Not that I'm any good at it. There's a that's what professional means. There's the chip.
I thought professional meant that you're a real adult now.
Well, English has many meanings.
Is it lining up the right way?
I want to say partially. Actually, I think it is lining up well enough. I want to check both sides, though.
Because there is the issue of putting it on backwards.
Yeah. See, this one is nice and straight. This side. That was the side. This was the second side. Look how ugly those blobs are down there.
Mm.
But and to keep the camera up, I'll just slip it around. And this is the other side. You can see things are more bent. Things off kilter, but the contacts still line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use again some of this gaffy tape. There it is. And we're going to hold that chip down with the tape. Oops. You're not supposed to say oops on this program. That's my job. Actually, you know what? We're going to cut that in half. God, I love gaffy tape. I know it's gaffer tape, but come on. You know the sand people would use this tape if they had access to it. Okay, and the other strip will hold it down on the other side.
So, did you line up the notches?
The notches?
You know, the directional
Yes.
indicator on the
Yes, and
on the chip.
I've two things. I've done this before, but so I was kind of doing it on instinct. But the pin here, there's a little dot. Oop,
Little divot.
yeah, you can see the divot down there to indicate pin 1. You've also got underneath it the little dot and the notch to indicate pin 1 on that side as well.
D23.
Hut, hut, hut. D23. Ooh, in blue. What's going on?
Is it slightly crooked?
No, everything's perfect. Right, just need to take that down on the other side. So we'll continue on from the top. Get that to come down there. And that's sealed in position. Okay. Locked and loaded. Now it's time to get in there with our soldering iron. Now, I remember this being more difficult than I thought it was last time. There's something that's good at moving things up.
You have the shell and the...
Magic boxes.
Fair.
Okay, and where's my wire? What is this? Oh, this is the new one. Theros Beyond Death. So nothing of value in there, right?
Do you want another one?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, let's clean the tip. Let's remember to flux our other chip too. Yeah, I figure if I gave you all access to the guide I'm working from, you can either help me or at least check for yourselves what I'm doing. All right, here we go. No turning back like the present.
That's how the saying goes.
Yeah.
Is your iron up to heat?
I don't think it is. I think it's reporting an error, an incorrect value. No, do not go to that. Go to a much higher. Get bigger in temperature. 320, thank you. Okay, and heating up. They heat up really well, and when they work properly, they work really well. Okay, there we go. And that's right. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. Ah, that's why. I've got a pin in the way that's keeping me from pulling it up. I need to desolder that. That is so badly effed. Ah! So worried, everyone. I thought the precision tip would be better for this, but I think I might actually switch back to the chisel tip. All right, well, let's see if we can come back and clean that up later. That one's not quite enough. I'm going to need a bit more solder on that, but I can do that by just loading up the tip.
Just load that tip up.
Yeah. I am very upset with you right now. Let's get that wire in there.
Now, if this does make you so anxious, why are you choosing to broadcast your anxious moments?
Because I've done it before. I made a promise to the audience that we would do this project together, and by gum, I'm going to not renege on that promise. Good God, what have I done? Yeah, we're gonna have to get the spade in there, I think, later.
Well, at least the tape's holding up.
If the tape wasn't holding up, we'd have a much bigger problem on our hands, I think. That was a nice clean one. Nice clean join there.
It almost seems like it would have been easier to just tape the thing with the bent connectors on top and then do what you did in the interim stage of just plopping in bits of solder so that you know you have enough on each instead of having to reheat them.
Yeah, that might have been a better idea. But we're currently here now.
Mm-hmm.
I know chat loves that meme.
The meme of being present.
You know what might be my next project? Just for personal use, is a fume sucker. Ah, boy. Yeah, clean that off.
How many of the pins so far are you feeling good about?
Not as many as I'd like.
Mm.
So we're going to have to rake some. Oh, God, such a mess.
So the problem is there's too much there then.
Too much solder, yeah.
Yeah.
And this, unfortunately, this particular tip, I think I'm going to try and swap tips just to for the cleanup process, because this one is not holding on to enough solder to move it around. So, yeah. Aaron, yes, I have tried dragging her horizontally off the pins, and that's unfortunately, like I said, there's just not enough contact point. Keep on going up, keep on going up in temperature. There we go. Bring that up to 320 again.
320, toke it.
What I should do is probably just change the defaults on this.
Are you constantly fighting with them?
Well, I mean, it's every time I reset the soldering iron, it wants to go back to 210 as the temperature, so that's unhelpful.
Mm. Is there any particular project where that would be useful?
I mean, if I found soldering or solder that was that,
At a lower melt point?
yeah, this is so much better for raking the solder horizontally.
That's what you want to do here, is rake the solder across all the pins.
Yeah, actually you do. It's turning out great, actually,
Mm.
because that way the flux does what it's supposed to do and attracts the solder to the pins, whereas I think this other pin was it was too pinpoint. It was too concentrated a force, so it was just, the solder was just getting stuck.
It's kind of that phenomenon in any sort of project where you're like starting out really, really detail oriented and there's no flow to it, and it's so much harder. And then once you get into the groove and speed up, it goes a lot quicker. Like rolling sushi.
Have we done sushi on Tinker Tailor yet?
Not that I know of.
Well, we might have to do that then at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just got this really big blob here that I'm really upset with, and I want to die.
I think you should just wick it.
Yep.
That's the ticket.
And the wicking is actually going to go a lot easier with this tip as well. God. One hit with the wick wasn't enough. How much did I saturate that with? It just doesn't want to leave.
It found a home, a forever
Let me
home.
just hit that wick with just a bit of flux too.
As the kids do, they hit the rip with that flux.
Hit the wick with the flux and jump off on the hootie mac. We are so close. Perfect. That's the problem area dealt with. Well, almost all the problem area dealt with. We just got a little bit of, still just a tiny bundle of fun down there.
Kind of looks like the metal casing is bubbling a little bit.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay, we're just going to clean up a couple areas here, a couple bridges. There's one bridge done. That's debridged. Keeping your soldering iron clean, too, is another important aspect.
Mm-hmm. Here on TTSF, we're all about burning bridges.
Okay, that looks good. Looks can be deceiving, so rather than guess, we are going to verify, and we're going to text continuity on this. Thankfully, in my day job, I've been doing some work on trades manuals, specifically level 4 of carpentry, and I've been learning how, and also heavy equipment maintenance. And so I've been able to get my own tutorial on how these multimeters work. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. No bridge there. Good. If I just walk them down, but alternating, I will also find out if I've got any bridges.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of screaming.
As long as it's screaming when it's supposed to. That one, I feel like I've got that one bridged properly, but maybe not. Let's try that now.
So you really don't have to wait very long at all for it to cool down.
Oh yeah, no, it's basically almost instantly after you remove the heat. It's cool. Okay, good. That's side one. Whew!
You won that side.
Crunch that neck. And now, side two.
Flip over to side 2.
Beef Pants, we are trying once again to piggyback BIOS mod a Dreamcast. Same thing we did last time, but this time we're actually going to do it. Wait, didn't flux the chip. Always flux the chip.
You gotta flux that chip.
There's one thing about soldering you gotta know. Flux that chip. Actually, don't flux the chip, flux the pins. Fluxing the chip will do absolutely nothing except make your chip sticky. And you don't want a chippy stick.
Yeah, no one wants a sticky chip.
Yes, a chippy stick, I believe, is what you get in Scotland specifically. It's a piece of haddock and a potato, both battered, deep fried, and put on a stick. Chippy stick.
Deep fried, the Scottish way.
Yes. Ask your local pub for chippy stick. That's not a British accent at all. If it ain't a good friend from across the way.
Oh my god.
Coming into the room.
Perfect timing.
Oh, hi.
Do you want me to
I
come say hello to you?
well, sure, I'll say.
I can come say hello on your microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know where your microphone is.
Under here, I guess. There's no complaints about audio, so I guess it's all good.
I mean, it's fine until your beard's all in it.
Yeah.
Or you're, like, rubbing it stuff. You know, the usual.
Yeah. Are any of your British Isles accents good?
They're all good, Matt.
I mean,
they're not accurate.
They're all impactful. I guess, yeah, the question is, are they accurate?
No.
Okay.
Do I look like I come... Actually, yeah, do I look like I come from the British Isles?
Vaguely?
Oh, well, thank you.
So you don't have a Faroese accent in your pocket then? Which is fair because I don't either.
Okay, well, no, if you want to know if I've got a Faroese accent, ask me if I'm going to let your people go.
Yeah, that's where I'm talking about.
Faro, you know.
I get the joke.
Sorry, I mean, if you'd like to hear my Faroese accent, it's time to duel! I'm from the past. Maybe.
Oh, Cleopatra.
Love Cleopatra. You have to. No, really, you have to. Otherwise, she will do the Cleopatra at you. I don't know what that means. Fuck.
It's a regional dance.
Everybody do the Cleopatra! Is that like walking like an Egyptian? No! Wow, what have I done to this thing?
Hopefully good things.
No. Actually, very bad things. God.
Sorry, did I distract you from doing the good things to that?
No, it was, this is just a bad rake job.
Wonder if we should have tagged this as a painting stream.
I mean, I'm getting really good coverage paint-wise.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's probably because I'm not keeping my tip clean. That's exactly what it is. Also, because I think we might be out of heat.
You ran out? You need to refuel?
Look, I really should just get another one of these and be done with it. Oh, right, it hasn't gotten up to temperature yet.
Just poke it, it'll work eventually.
I am a professional voice actor. I'm not. I'm just referring to a podcast I liked Anyone else out in the chat remember You Look Nice Today? A Journal of Emotional Hygiene.
Emotional hygiene.
It was really good.
Hmm.
I think it ages well. You know what? I'm just gonna hit that with the braid. Gonna hit it with the braid again. But we're making progress for you, friends. That's the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Whew. Desoldering stuff with a braid is a technique I have yet to perfect. One day we'll get there, but
I would hope not. It means that you kept messing up.
not necessarily. There we go. Oh, come on. Don't bridge on me. Stop bridging. Eh. Okay. You're not bridge. Okay, I think I need to adjust that pin just a titch to the. I know I said I didn't want to do this, but it needs to happen on some of these.
Mm.
They're just not matching up enough, and it's causing
Bridging.
problems. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's causing the bridging, but it's certainly not helping. The other issues, too, is I noticed on the other side I was really doing a lot of touching of the the lifted pins, and I don't want to do that. There we go. That's one more done. Okay. Whew. Getting there. Slowly but surely, we are getting there.
Don't call me Shirley.
Miss you, Leslie. Leslie Nielsen.
Don't call me Leslie.
You're still here.
It's the old, how can I miss you if you won't go away?
More flux, you think, Karasis? I mean, I could easily just throw it right and do another brush on, but
Just pour the flux bottle right over top of the entire board.
you know what? The raking's not exactly working out the way I wanted it to, so
So part of the directions suggest with that wire that you're pulling with.
Yeah, the wicking.
Yeah, actually, like making it the bridge and then trimming it when it's connecting both pins.
I hadn't
What?
noticed that.
That seems really finicky. I haven't seen you recently clean your solder.
Yeah,
That might help.
you should probably be doing that after every wipe. Okay, we're starting to get there. Now it's cleanup time.
The nice thing is, if we added in some royalty-free spa music gently into the background of this, this would be perfect ASMR.
I'm glad.
Hmm.
Lo-fi joints to solder to.
Now, people keep talking about lo-fi music,
Mm-hmm.
but they never seem to be talking about hi-fi.
Well, that was the 70s.
Oh, okay.
The 70s was all about high-fidelity sound and quadrophonia.
Now everyone's talking about Wi-Fi.
Mm.
Wi-Fi beats to study to. I think hitting that with the braids, not a bad idea. Get rid of some of the excess in there. I hope this is compelling content for everyone at home.
I'm just thinking about the spa music.
I hope you're thinking about royalty-free, otherwise we're going to get flagged.
Ooh, wow, yeah, I saw the muted portions of my last Rhythm Cafe with the War of the Worlds. That's a big bar of red forever. Just everything is muted except for, like, I think a couple portions. Okay, you know what?
Go on.
I don't think I've actually managed to bridge all the connections. I thought I did, but now I don't feel like I have.
I thought you didn't want to bridge them.
So I need to bridge the pins.
Bridge
not-
one way, not the other.
Yeah.
Mm,
Vertical, not horizontal.
mm. Or we could go chaos mode and go diagonal.
Please no.
That's what electronics are about, right? Chaos mode?
Yeah, chaos mode. Everybody loves chouse. I mean, really all I'm doing is eating time before I go home and get to watch Picard. No spoilers.
Mm.
Spoilers, I'm going to love Picard.
Who's your favorite Picard?
Gene Luck.
Mm. Star Trek was only ever a show that I watched in passing while my dad was watching it at home growing up.
I mean, you probably would have been very. I just clicked with me reading some of the reviews today. That I was 7 when the Next Gen first premiered.
Yeah, I was like in elementary school watching the ones that were on. And I think at the time it was Janeway and that crew.
Oh God, yeah. Then you were.
Yeah, TNG started airing in 1987.
Yep. I feel so close.
Tip's looking messy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for help on my tip. Okay. Oh, there's just a couple more that aren't quite there. There we go.
People talk a lot about Star Wars and Star Trek. What's your opinion on Stargate?
Oh, huge Stargate fan.
Mm.
Loved every series and even loved Stargate Universe, which a lot of people didn't apparently.
Any reason why, or?
It was the Stargate that was dark and gritty,
Oh.
but that was because that's what the that's what the time called for.
Was it coming out during the dark and gritty, like, wave of content?
Post BSG.
I'd argue that like original Stargate, like the movie and the book, are dark and gritty as well.
I concur.
And the later SG-1 got like real campy, goofy, and then when they did Atlantis, they were just like, let's have vampires.
And it was great.
And Jason Momoa.
Yeah!
My Moa!
Jason Momoa being his Momoist. Khal Drogo.
You know what I just learned? There's a Stargate book. I did not know that.
And now you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think visually this looks good.
What about emotionally?
Emotionally this looks good, which means it's time to verify. Always verify. Okay, let's put away the magic because we hopefully won't need that again. And let's
No more magic in 2020.
Actually, we will need the magic to hold it up while I do the test.
Quick turnaround.
Yep.
Magic, all of 2020.
Look, if there's one thing I can do, it's admit when I'm wrong. Very quickly. Okay, no bridging between those. Good. Bridge there. Good.
Can you let us know which beeps are good or bad?
Okay. Good.
Bad because it's not beeping.
Yep, exactly. That's not a finished connection. Let's get just a tiny bit of solder on the end of that.
We've discovered a local missed connection.
I'd say I hate you, but that's untrue.
Ian never says things that are untrue.
Nope. One Ian always tells the truth. There is only one Ian. You may ask him 2 questions.
How generous. That means there's only one door.
Yeah. Would you like to go to the bathroom? Hey, guess what? I reinforced the wrong connection.
Woo!
No, Nathaniel. Oh, no, Nathaniel.
You're gonna get this stream muted too.
No, Nathaniel, no. There must be more to life. There has to be a way that we can restore to life the love that we once. And then she starts again when she hasn't finished her song. She's a witch.
What?
Because she starts the No Nathaniel when she's still finishing her last line.
Yeah.
Unless there's some form of circular breathing that allows you to have 2 tongues, which is...
I mean, like, I worked with
Good.
someone a couple years ago that split their tongue.
Oh, yeah, that is a thing you're allowed to do.
I mean, when I say they split their tongue, I mean they physically were the one that split their tongue.
That is a thing that you're allowed to do. Why?
Well, this is someone who, for a hot minute of a couple months, was just kind of musing aloud. You know what would be a cool body mod? Is just to take off the tip of their pinky.
No,
Yeah, that was everyone's response. Like, no, dude.
that's not a good mod at all. That's like,
That's a Yakuza, like,
yeah.
they do that to the bad people of the bad people.
Well, they do have to do it themselves, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Next step. We've made some good progress here so far.
And we're all proud of you, Ian.
Thank you. Why isn't my laptop doing the thing? Did it fall asleep? It went to sleep.
Oh, no, that's
Oh, yeah! Sorry. Windows finally came through. Otter.
it's the content we crave.
I'm not sure I want to unlock this now.
Unlock the otter, Ian.
Let's give a big hand to this adorable member of the otter family. Which kind is it? Adorable. Right about now, you might be wondering, is there anything cuter than this critter? Wow. Good life. Okay, so hold wire in place, do the thing. Did the thing. What's the next thing?
Removing the tape.
Now you can test your solder again. Check each leg with continuity tester, yes, and make sure that it confirms that the old and new leg are soldered together. If you think you put too much solder on a leg and join accidental legs, then you could test this also. I did. Remember the legs 32 and 33 are already linked up. I noticed. Okay, let's start with the most awkward wire to solder now. The leg of the flash chip needs to be linked to pin 9 of the adjacent chip just behind it, assuming you remove the A1 motherboard. I do. So that's the lifted pin on that side, pin 44 to this one. This one.
You're going to attach that leggy to a hole?
Yep. And we're going to use a little bit of this this wire. So let's get that up there. But I need to make sure that I've got the right join point. And it is not that one. There's some alternatives, but I don't want to use them. Okay, so it is just above pin. Okay, just to the right of IC 501. That's the second one up. Okay, good. So let me, I mean, you've probably seen the pictures on there, but I'm just going to point it out to you on my board anyway, because I like doing this. This is the hole. Right there.
Right by the eye.
Yeah.
It's the
Not
eye hole.
but the second one up.
Yeah.
So, first things first, we're going to scrape it up a bit with this, just to make sure that it has a something to grab onto.
Scrape up the eye hole.
Yeah, but do not F up any of the traces.
Leave no traces.
Then we're going to flux it up. Now we'll wait on the flux here, because I want to strip the wire too on both sides. All right, where's my knifey knife?
Knife time.
Knife time! Ooh, that was good. Whoop! Goodbye. There we go. Nice. Okay, and we got to do the same for the other end, because we're going to use the bit. Perfect. Feels like that went over, and then we just pull off, and there we go. That is a nicely... Hey, look at that. Right. Put that back. All right, let's flux it on up. And actually, I think I'm going to swap tips for this one.
Going for the pinpoint.
Yep, pinpoint accuracy for the win this time.
This is not a connection you are raking over.
No, 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 no. All right. Get this one I think I'm going to try with the, you know what, let me take off my glasses. Let's see if this helps.
That'll help your vision.
What I need is a plinth to solder on. Oh, there we go. This is actually extremely helpful. Oh, wait, I do have a plinth that I can solder upon. I mean, a plinth-esque. Plinthish. Plinthy. Plinth-like. There we go. Okay. Hit it with the flux. This also with the flux.
That is now a wet eye hole.
Okay. Then we're going to put that in the hole. Get in the hole. Okay, it's in the hole. Now, this has come unhot. Yeah, the soldering iron is supposed to go... Wow, I'm looking at chat through magnifying glasses and I'm seeing double, and that's not good. So the soldering iron is supposed to go to sleep and take itself down in temperature in between when it's not sensing motion, which is really kind of cool. But unfortunately, that does mean that it can be an issue. I think that's it. I think that's a solid... Yep, that's good. Don't know where it went. It's in there.
Now to turn it around on Plinty the Elder.
Okay, now. You should see the leg lined up. Oops. Okay. Now we get to solder that to this lifted pin here. So let's hit that with some flux, get it tinned up. And then we'll solder that wire on.
Is just the closest one?
Yep. This makes it pretty easy. Okay, and then we'll just tip. And there we go. That's connection. I'm not unhappy with that. Okay, now we need our 10K resistors, which I am going to recycle from our last attempt at doing this, because they are already bent into the shapes that they need to be. It's got this one here. It's got a little bendy bend in it, you can see. That's one. And the other one is very similar.
It's a staple.
Basically, yeah. Okay, so one of them needs to go from E23 to... Okay, bent and soldered the first one to joined up legs 23.
Are you trying to read through the thing?
Yeah. Oh wait, I can flip it up. Let's
Yeah.
do that. Yep. Now grab your 10 key resistors. You can see how I've bent and soldered the first one to the joined up legs 22. 23. Okay, so that one up there. And the other end goes to the lifted leg 12 of the existing BIOS chip. And then the other is 1 and 12 of the existing of the new chip. So that's good. Okay. This shouldn't be difficult. So I'm going to remove the tape now because these should be connected via solder.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no need for tape anymore. There we go. Just fall on the ground.
Are you littering?
Yes.
I thought that was against the law.
Well, I mean, I can't leave footprints in carpets, so the best I can do is leave tape behind, I guess. All right, where are my tweezers? Where are my tweezers at? I'm going to need them. To maneuver this into place in such a way that it is not going to cause problems.
It's just kind of hugging the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, I want to get this. Good. Okay, first things first is going to be soldering this to the other pin. So I'm going to hit it with the flux again, because always hit the flux. Pin. Might as well hit this with flux too. This one actually seems to be already tinned, so I'm going to pretend that that's actually what to use. There we go. I don't have to be so damn close. Oop. This might be easier from the other direction, Or, ooh, I should do this once again facing up. Yes, yes. I won't have gravity's assistance, but at least I'll be able to see what I'm doing. And you will too, hopefully. Actually, yeah, this is much easier. All right, do I want to do reverse goofy foot? Yeah, that's the word, goofy foot. Okay, soldering iron is still hot, that's important.
Problem?
Nope, just getting hands in position in such a way that I can hold this without, because this plastic piece is also in the way here. So maybe if I hold it from the other direction.
Just break it off. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's no problem. No problems there. Okay, there we go. Nope. It doesn't give me enough grip. I need different tweezers.
Thankfully, you have 20 in this little box.
Actually, I might just go straight to needle nose. But we'll see if the any other tweezers are useful. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go off camera for just a moment, because I have exactly what I need. Locking tweezers. They're just over here. In this bag, where I keep all of my stuff. Aha! I found you, Miss New Booty. Hold a resistor and bring it back to me. Locking. Oh, and they've got grip in them too. I'm a grip in the sip. You know what else would be handy for this, actually, would be my third hand. But let's see if we can get this to go first. There we go. Hold that thusly. Bend that out that way. Get that in the gripper. That's much better. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Now it's just a matter of getting my hand in there with the soldering iron.
You have a pretty good zoom on the preview here.
That's good. I'm glad for that. There we go. It's just making sure to get a good grip on this thing that's difficult.
Mm.
Okay, so that's good. It's in there. Now we'll just add a bit more solder to it. Or actually, let's tack the other side and then we can make it. Oh man. Don't know if you can see that there, but this is. You know what I didn't do? Let's hit it with the flux. didn't hit nothing with the flux. A third hand, I think, would have... I was thinking about it, but it feels like this is just too fiddly to properly third hand. Okay, I think that's connection. I'm going to test that just to make sure that we're good. Okay. So for a pin, to pin,
Remember, that's a 10K resistor.
good point. That's what I'm seeing. Is resistance.
It's doing its job.
Yep. Resisting. Okay, and the next one goes from the two top ones. This one I think I can just hold in place with,
The locking tweezers.
yeah. Okay, guess what we're not going to forget to do this time.
Flux, clean our tip,
Well, both of those
do our
things.
taxes.
Oh yeah, those are coming up.
Hit it with flux, number one. Then we're going to apply just the slightest, well, not the slightest bit of heat.
Hundreds of degrees of heat.
Yep, all the heat. Okay, and then once that's in there, we can release, yo. Whew. Don't bend that pin around. And then this one gets hit with the solder and okay. Do we have continuity there? From pin to shining pin.
Are you seeing resistance?
Boku no resistance. Let's see, 10K, 20K. Okay, pin to pin. Yep, looks like we got what we need. You got what I need. But you've got continuity. Okay, that's good. We got those two in place. Once the resistors are in place, solder a final wire between leg 1 of the new chip. That's already a resistor soldered to it, remember, to the linked up legs 23 of both chips. Let's read that again. 23 to 1. Okay. So from there to there, I believe we already have a piece of wire that's sized for that. Kind of. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's hit these. Hit everything once again with a bit more flux, just because we're always fluxing all the time.
Strange flux, but okay.
Oof. Are you still warm? You are still warm. Okay, I'm going to trim this actually just so it's just the barest bit of wire. So I don't want to accidentally bridge another pin. get that to this side. Nope, that was not perfect. That was probably just a hot,
Hot mess.
yeah, big old hot mess. That's me. Let's add, I think we're gonna need to add a bit of solder there too.
And it doesn't have to connect right there, does it? Like it could be a bit down the line?
Bit down the line, how do you mean?
Like the thing you looped around, since they're both connecting there, right?
You mean on the arm of the resistor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could be, but if you know, it's a lot easier to get it right on the, you know, where there's already solder.
Fair.
Is the idea at least. Okay, get there. Add more solder there. Done it again, Ian. I'm gonna have to play with these headbands more because it's not as useful as I'd like right now. I have to get closer than I want to be.
Just gotta inhale all those fumes.
Yep. I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, usually the solder melts when you touch
You touch
it.
things, yeah.
Yeah.
You just entered safety mode.
Solder safety mode. Why you do this to me like this way? Everything. All right, let's swap heads again. Spade head! Better than I thought, turns out. Okay, reflux. Braid a bit of it out there, but not too much. Oops, turn on the heat. You know, I used to worry that 1.5 feet of desoldering braid was going to be not enough. This stuff gets used, I mean, even if I use it a lot, it's still going to take me forever to get through this, which is fine. It's expensive.
What's it made out of?
Copper.
Oh, well, there you go. It's just copper braid?
Yeah, it's just braided copper. Here, have a look. Oh, sorry, I went on camera, but...
What a beautiful thing you could put some jewelry beads on.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that there. Let's just get the other wire in place now. Sneak it through there underneath.
Like a flat braid. Yeah.
Touch That's much better. That's a much better join. And then this one, again, because we're just flexing it up to the remix. Caught you. Soldering iron.
Even with that, you are staunchly in the party of saying that it's a better soldering iron than any other one you've had?
I really like it.
You just think it's neat?
It's small, it's fast to heat up. Like, if it took like 3 minutes to heat this up between every time, no question I would be dropping this like a hot potato. But like if it just takes 30 seconds to, or less than 30 seconds to heat up.
It's like 5 seconds,
Yeah,
it seems like.
I'm fine with that. Right, that's resistance, not continuity. That's continuity.
Good scream?
Good scream. Good scream. Okay, we have a connection. This is actually much cleaner than the last time I did this too. Okay, now it's time to solder the switch in place. This lets you select between the original BIOS and the new BIOS. I hope the numbered photos above explain what to solder to each leg, etc. Middle contact on the switch to a single point D501 on the motherboard. Either side of the switch contact to the resistors near where they link up to leg 12. Perfect. So I can just go right to the resistors itself. Where's the switch at? My switch is here. My switch is fight. Okay. So center peg goes to 2501. That's an easy place to get. Okay.
There are hard ones?
This has not been an easy process, Matt.
What year did we start this?
I want to say this was actually one of the first projects I ever did on Tinker Tailor. So it's been some time. And we're just going to paint the edges of those resistors with some solder too. And we're going to, these ends are already pretty well tinned, so that's good. Just to give them another wipe down with the thing. Okay, I'm going to add nothing. I'm going to add nothing to this. D501. Get tacked. Perfect. Tacked. And I'm going to add some solder to it as well, just to make sure it's nice and stable.
So tacky.
Yeah. Ah! Damn it.
Oh.
I want to avoid.
Dragonite Stream says that it was December 12th, 2016.
2016! 4 years I've been working on this.
Oh my god. For a second I was like, oh yeah, that was a year before I started working. No. No.
No?
It's 2020 now, Matt. Get on board.
That's in place. And now this one. Let's clean that solder tip. Last point considered. I think we've got everything in place, friends. I think we've got everything in place.
That was very quick and efficient.
I mean, it was a thing. Okay. Okay. Time to reassemble now. Time to reassemble now. Jesus. Okay. Okay, let's clean up a bit. Let's make our space better. Let's put away some of our tools. Don't have to put it all away, but just, put them away so that they're there when we need them next time. Screw that in, because otherwise it'll make a mess. And keep this capacitor, because that's part of a repair job I might do if we still got some time after this. Okay, let's start with baseboard. Motherboard inside.
The thing you've been working on the whole time.
Right. Goes in this way first. Back in first. Okay, what's wrong? Why aren't you seating right? There you go. Now you're in position. Next stage is the
Plate?
Yeah, plate. Just going to leave this out here for a moment. Okay, shielding plate almost is now in place.
Now nothing can go wrong with the motherboard. It's protected.
It is very protected. Put the controller ports back in the front. Didn't bring the face panel for the Dreamcast, so I guess we'll have to rock without a... Well, we're going to have to disassemble this again anyway in future for other reasons, so we'll just leave this as is. Reconnect the fan, though, because otherwise the Dreamcast gets very upset at me. And everyone, really. Uh-oh. Do I need to resolder that? No, I don't. I hope I don't need to do anything to it. It feels a bit loose, which is why I was concerned. Okay, next step. The power supply goes in first, I think. No, GD-ROM first. Chunked. Okay, good. Ka-chunk is in. Lay down the plastic guard for the power supply so that it doesn't short anything else out. Put the power supply back in. Click it in place. Reconnect the power to the power supply. Good, good, good. Okay. Next up, AV. AV goes into the front. Screen is on, screen is off. Screen is on. Screen is set to PC. Make it think the drive door is closed, and here we go. Power. That's an easy fix. I know that one. That goes in here. Okay. Hold down the drive. Hey, I have a piece of tape for that. Cool.
I'm hearing noise.
Down, flip the switch. Okay, let's join me on monitor. Join me on camera 2, or 7, I guess. Power.
Oh.
Okay, this is good. This is very good. This is very good. Because what this means is that we could move on to a step that I've never actually got to do yet.
Oh, danger territory.
Dreamshell boot disk, version 4.0 RC4. Good, it's still in there. Where's my controller? Ah. Ah.
In your excitement, you broke the controller.
It seems in your excitement, something happened.
Did something happen? Did the power unplug?
I think the fan might have actually. Unless we got a short from something. Power's still on. Hold up. I have a feeling it's this daughter board here. So let's check that. Let's unplug that. Oh yeah, those are some loosey-goosey pins, but that shouldn't. Oh yeah, no, those are definitely disconnected pins. Okay, good. 1 second. I think this might fix it, because if you do this, it just doesn't turn on anyway. Let's bring back the soldering iron. Where are you? Over there.
Do you want to unplug the controller?
Oh no, no, not at all.
It's a good reference point for orientation.
It's fine. Hey, but you know what we do need? Lots and lots of flux. Goodbye.
But we taped that.
We sure did, didn't we?
Do we need more tape?
Nah. Just in different places than we had it before. Or, better yet, still, there we go. Just cable strain management. 210. Become hot like the sun, 320 degrees Celsius. Like the sun.
Mm-hmm.
If Red Mage Gizmo, I already got the new Dreamcast, or at least the motherboard. Okay.
Those three there were just loose?
Yeah,
Is that what it
They
was?
were feeling loose, and now they're tight. Yep, that was what happened. So I'm pretty sure that this is all it's going to take, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to be very, not upset, but,
Paranoid?
well, no, not paranoid. It's just going to be,
Upset.
yeah, I'm going to be upset. The problem is then I'm going to have to start investigating things, and that's never good. Okay, that goes in there. Plug that back in. There we go. That's nice and tight. And hoop. Power. Power. There we go. And we're back. Do you boot? Colorful boot and boot do you. Well, TV's off, that's why. Jesus. So many things making you think everything's gone wrong.
We really lost something with TVs that didn't, like tell you they're on or off.
Yeah. Okay, no signal. That seems incorrect. Let's turn that. That's because that's not plugged in all the way. Let's turn that off. Plug this in. Put that in.
Oh,
Plug
that's
the-
where that was going to go.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it for real this time.
And now you've built a meat slicer.
No. Okay. Date and time. Today is not 1998. Today is 01/23? 23. Hey, I got it in one. 1998. Jesus. Dreamcast, I bet you didn't expect that. 1925. 19 and 25 minutes of arc. 26 minutes of arc.
Where were you in 1998?
1998, I would have been in September, Hub Mall at the University of Alberta.
Mm. Where's the sound?
I don't have the sound hooked up.
Okay.
Aha!
Dream Shell.
Okay.
Boot from RAM or CD?
Boot from CD. Why? Buttons.
Did you break the controller?
I don't want to boot from either. Boot from CD. Do it. Do what I tell you. Okay, let's try a different port here then. Unfortunately, this is the thing about the burn discs, is that they can be a bit finicky.
About ports?
No, but they can be... Oh, I seem to be plugged into port 4. That might be a problem. Here, let's take that over to port 1. Oh, wait a second. Do I have to do this? Okay, and then...
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make it think that I've swapped disks. Okay. Ooh.
Where in the process would it be likely that there's a breakdown here?
Well, it's hard to tell. So what I'm going to do to find out is I'm going to bring one of the few non-burned Dreamcast games I had out and see if the controller's working. So let's boot up Phantasy Star Online. Please do not take my access key or serial number for Phantasy Star Online. There we go. Yeah, the controller must be working because I used it to set the date. So it might just be that it is this Dream Shell. It might also be that it's just the boot disk and there is actually nothing on here for it to run. But I want to double check. I want to make sure that that A button is working, but I think it is. Press start button. A start button works. And A button works. Good to know. Boop.
PSO is a unique game.
Yep. It was a game. Oh, hey, Sonic 2 The Trial. Now that's a game.
What? Sonic 2 The Trial?
I'm assuming it's the trial of I'm assuming it's the trial of the game and not Sonic the Hedgehog on trial for speeding, I guess. Excessive speed causing bodily harm. There we go. From CD, not an option. Okay, so it sounds like I might need to fix the SD card reader next. But I think we're going to leave that for another time. How much time have we got left here?
Half an hour.
Let's see what we can do in half an hour. I might be able to get this done. We are going to have to disassemble the Dreamcast, though. You know what's always good is trying to hurry your way through a project. That always ends well, I find. Because I'm pretty sure that I already have on this SD card, and I'm just going to double check Dream Shell stuff, which would mean, yep, Dream Shell. That's super on that drive. So what happened is that when I was removing this adapter from my other, from the other Dreamcast, which was not working, although I should check that. I'm pretty sure if I can get it to boot, I can make it work. And now that I've done this once before successfully, I might just mod a second one. No, yeah, Dragonet Streams. It's not that the ribbon cable is unplugged. It's a bit more complicated than that, and I'll show you as soon as I get access to the innards of this beast. I'm not going to disconnect that fan thing this time. We're just going to leave it over there.
I thought we were done with the board.
You thought wrong.
Oh no.
All right. God damn it.
Did you just break the switch?
Well, it's not something I can't resolder, but it's just annoying. Much like when you use your phone in the movie theater. It's annoying. What happened was that, let's disconnect this ribbon cable from this side too. Actually, let's disconnect just the adapter, because we're going to have to use some wire. So if we can get really nice and close on this bit here.
Right up in your beard.
Yeah. You'll notice that there's some connectors there, some little silver connectors.
Why are those there?
Well, those are going to eventually, or we're supposed to connect to the serial port pins here. So the idea being that you just jam this up against the serial port, and then you solder the bits together. The problem is that when I desoldered it with the braid, it decided to take a bunch of the pads off. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just use bits of that wire to connect the things. At least I think that was the idea.
It was your idea.
Yeah, it might be a bit more difficult than than I could be able to do right now. But it's not impossible. And in fact, actually, if it's done that way. Well, there's only, how many do I need to connect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them.
That's a nice low number, right?
Yeah, that's not at all a problem. So I'll only need about, let's say this much wire. Yeah, that seems good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I never remembered what came after 5 golden rings.
What I'm going to do first, actually, just to see if this is even worth trying, is to just do one of these and see if it's how much of a butt it is.
Are you not going to strip them first?
I really am going to strip them. Can I get that off there? Yes, I think I might be able to. Yep, perfect. I can take the shielding off for a little bit easier access. Okay, so let's strip one of these to start with here. Just a little bit off the tip. Yeah, too much. Super thin wire, so it's very easy to just slice through rather than strip.
Maybe you need thicker wire.
That could just end up gumming up the whole works. There we go. There we go, that's a strip.
The clearest solution is to have wire that isn't insulated. That way you don't need to strip it.
No, that doesn't make any sense. All right, let's try straightening this out and see if that makes the stripping process any easier. Yeah, Dark Morphord, thankfully I'm not going to try soldering to a broken pad. I'm going to go directly to the pins on the back of this adapter piece. Ah!
Well, at least you have extra wire, right?
Yep, plenty of wire. No problems there. There we go. Okay. So let's trim that end down. And let's also strip this end too. Is it easier to strip with the cutters? No, it is not.
Those are like the thinnest wires.
Oh yeah, this is a very specific type of wire for thin applications. Remember when I said this? I was good at this, and I was really feeling good about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see. There we go. Whew, gotcha. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to be doing this all 9 of these today. I feel like I'm going to try one. And I might even decide to just not do this and grab another SD card adapter. All right. Get up to temperature. I am absolutely using the other one. Sorry for this. Where did it go? Over here. In fact, I think I might not even need to use this.
Your soldering iron?
No, the the SD card adapter. Heating. Frozen. Yeah, I think I got a bad chip in this.
So you're gonna solder in a new chip in your soldering iron?
That sounds recursive and impossible.
We do own another soldering iron, like
Yeah,
a regular one.
Yeah,
But it's not the good one.
exactly. It's not the fancy one for when company's here. Yeah, what is the gauge on this wire? 30. Yep.
Like micrometers? Like
The gauge.
Gauge.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Which I think is inches.
I think so.
So it's a 30th of an inch.
Okay. Let's. Get that in there. Oop. Yeah, I thought this would be an easy fix. I don't think it's going to be.
Hmm.
Okay. That's tinned wire. Which is the first one we need to, that is actually connected. The first one is actually connected is the fully leftmost pin. Hey, you know what we're not going to be doing? This.
Burning off our fingerprints with the hot iron.
Yeah, you are getting pretty close there.
Oh God. That was one. And that's not even on both sides. So I'd have to go back and do it on this side as well. Yeah, this seems like a real bad time. Nope, nope, not gonna do it.
Not today.
Not gonna do it this method either. Because I don't want to bridge or ruin any of my,
Your connectors there.
yeah, my connectors on that side too. This is my good Dreamcast. Can I add up any solder on that, do you think, if I were to really just... Yeah, that's not going to attach either.
You're trying to reapply the solder?
Well, trying to fashion a pad by applying solder to it, but that's also... Jeez, that might work.
I mean, it probably is easier with the flat head. Of the,
Oh, this one? No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to see if that actually made a connection. And if it did, that might be something I'll continue on with. I mean, either that or I could just... Okay, that made a connection. Can I do it with any of the other ones? You know what? I might just order another one of these things because they're, oh. Nope, those pads are on the back side. That won't help me at all.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, because I can see these bridging against each other rather quickly, and that's just going to be a bad scene, and I don't want to hack this, I don't want to hack this Dreamcast too badly. I'm just happy that this portion here, and let's take the time to resolder the that last switch connection, and then we can call it a day. But yeah, I'll be back on then to continue on the final bits of this project once I get that part in. Because God, we are actually very close to actually completing this then. Scrape, scrape. That should be enough. There we go. That's enough. Okay, and then hottering iron. The hottering iron, still hot.
The hottening iron.
And that's a much better tack. Good. Okay.
Job done.
We're going to call that the end of this particular episode of Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry. I want to thank all of you for hanging around as we've actually got this done.
You've inched forward.
Yeah, we've gotten to the point where we have a Dreamcast that boots into a Dream Shell. We have a BIOS attached, and then we'll be able to see if we can flash it next time. So yeah, as I said, thank you so much for watching. Specifically, thank you to those of you who have been in the chatting away with us, to those of you who are just sticking around and lurking, and especially we'd like to thank those of you who show your support monetarily, either over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or here on twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun with your subscriptions and bits. And Corey, who are our subscribers today? We'd like to thank specifically the Borzoi for 32 months of subscription. Thank you. Cheers also to a Numbskull1 for 4 months. Wolveroo, who was gifted a sub by Electrodyne. Thank you both. Thank you to Mirk for 62 months of subscriptions. And thank you to Zazamost for 25 months. Appreciated. Honor Rampage has been around for 71 months. Thank you. And thank you to Edgy Berserker for 42 months of subscriptions. Thank you to Slopoptimus, which is a great name, for 34 months. And All Random Socks for 8 months. Cheers to the Pear Bear for 32 months. Thank you. And thank you to Morden Solus Sings for 23 months. That's a heck of a long solo. Also, thank you to an unusually large moth for 18 months of subscriptions. That's a longer lifespan than normal. Cranston Snord is subscribed for 24 months, and Ferocious Peach is a subscriber for an unknown amount of time, which we will see in just a moment. That number, of course, is back. 49 months.
Corey got a little flustered with how ferocious that peach was.
Northos,
The
thank you.
start button is next to the right button.
That's madness. It's much like 59 months of subscription that Andrew has under their belt. Thanks, Andrew. The Doom Rhombus has been around for 33 months. Thank you for your support. And Heaps Irrelevant has been around for 40 months. Thank you. Thanks as well to The Fresh Maker for 24 months of subscriptions. And Coronax CJ, thank you for your 18 months. Cheers to Rev Jackanash for 25 months. And to Bistod for 38 months. And finally, we'd like to thank eBlock and Banrail for 600 bits. Cool. That's it for today's programming here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. Tune in tomorrow for streams that include such streams as Play It Forward at 10 a.m. with Paul as he continues Control. And then, that's Thursday? Which day is Thursday? Thursday's on there, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Thursday's the end of it.
Thursday's Checkpoint. That's at 12 o'clock. And then, of course, LRMTG rounds out the day at 2 p.m. with more. Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Control happens, then the Friday night paper fight. It's magic. I don't know what they're doing. Hey, they're gonna be drafting this. So they'll get to not only will they get to draft the brand new set, they'll also get to experience all those lovely, lovely lead fumes that we left behind. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry this week. We will see you in a fortnight. As we say always, ever forward, never learning. Good night.